as well. But a year ago, he gave a presentation at the same conference and said, the structural deficit is here to stay. And as far as the eye can see, we're going to have a bull market here. So I agree with a lot of your points that like lithium may be a specialty chemical, but it certainly trades like a very volatile commodity. And, it overshoots on the upside, on the downside. And we didn't see, African supply. We didn't see lepidolite supply. And, but I'm going to do like a little bit, this thing is becoming a thing, like Trump, is, the Trump dance. It's like a TikTok dance. So like, I'm feeling like really optimistic. Simon Morris was optimistic. J.B. Straubel was really optimistic. So just on the where will you be wrong, thesis, you started saying like in the near term, we're not going to get to 20,000 or 15,000 spodumene. That's near term 2 years, but you also put up a lot of bearish signs, more medium term, with the Paris data or whatever, Thacker Pass getting funded, et cetera. But just, we had, I forget his name. She's a Singapore analyst talking about a big bull case on Rockstock Channel recently on the back of just super demand given how cheap battery prices have become, and he's forecasting like 4.3 million tons, not 3.3 that Albemarle is. So if we can get a demand like that based on solar, ESS applications, trucks, Tesla Semi. So the dance was because the optimism that's taking place now in the United States, under Trump, I think it's going to be, a big positive surprise. Trump has, Elon has Trump's ear. So I think just on
my comment is, I don't think that's an investable thesis trying to figure out what Donald Trump says he's going to build a big wall. There's no walls. And Mexico's going to pay for it and pay for it. I mean, I don't think that's an investable thesis.
Fair enough. And your cost curve analysis, your arguments are that Albemarle's lying $20,000 isn't the incentive price. You're saying the incentive price is lower, and you very well may be right. I'm bullish because I think America is not going to cede, the EV dynamic to China, and how China has become successful. They had long-term vision, and they had, yes, they gave cheap loans. They supported, certain companies, and
how about talented?
And they have the talent, right? They absolutely have the talent. So they've invested in that. So we have started following some with the grants and the loans in the IRA. We're getting some stuff funded, but EVs are better and faster, and they're cheaper. All technology is better, faster, cheaper, win. They're better, faster, cheaper in China. They're not cheaper yet in the United States. So how do we get them cheaper? We get them cheaper because what does China have? They have a vertically integrated supply chain across closed loop. And yes, they have the skills. We need to finance, as J.B. Straubel said, there's been too much incentive on the EV side and on the battery side, not enough on the midstream, on the cathodes, on the hydroxide processing, et cetera. So
but I think, if you believe in capital efficiency, why build a spodumene conversion facility here when you can build one in Morocco? It's a free trade country. Or why not take what Arcadium does today? Arcadium takes carbonate from Argentina, puts it through a hydroxide conversion facility that's IRA compliant, by the way, and has battery grade hydroxide. Or you take carbonate directly from Chile and just use it for LFP. Why does it have to happen here? Because it has to happen here because might be better for us. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it could be better, but economics are economics. Who's going to fund that?
Okay, so absolutely, South American brines can and will be converted here in America. But if they are converted here in America, then they're being taken away for the stuff that's being sent to China.
It's a market. You just have,
no, I know, but there's not enough brine supply in South America to feed all the demand from 1.2
right now,
million tons
or when?
today.
I mean, right now there is.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so like you could be bearish for the next 2 years. The question is like, when are lithium prices going to turn, and can you make money in the lithium space? Like today, would you initiate new short positions in lithium equities today?
Developers, not producers.
Developers, not producers. Okay, so you think some developers are overpriced?
Yeah.
Okay, so Arcadium proved that.
No, I take that back. I mean, you get into very specific things like Albemarle at 108. Okay, where are expectations about next year's EBITDA guide, how are their new contracts going to work? You can very specific stuff. It's just harder risk reward.
Okay,
price direction.
That was a comment about a very short-term kind of trade in Albemarle. But if you're a long-term investor and have a 3-year view, right? Like the lithium market has been the best performing, or the lithium price has been the best performing and the worst performing 4 times in the last 10 years,
Yes.
for each of them. So we've now 2 years into a bear cycle. If you were to invest in a basket of assets now, will you make money? Lithium companies, producers, and developers, will you make money with a 3-year view, in your opinion?
Depends what you invest in.
Okay, but do you think on balance, like if you're making a bear case for the next 2 years in terms of lithium price?
I think
so
that
if you look a little bit longer than that, right, is now a good time? So
Sure.
So you would be initiating short positions in select developers, but not producers. Would you be buying certain, like
Yes,
Arcadian
I
was
would be
a big buy? Okay.
I would be buying certain developers. I'd be buying certain producers.
Okay, so right now a lot of stocks have fallen. We produced the Arc Equity Scoreboard. There's a lot of different valuations across that scoreboard. A lot of things look overvalued to me. A lot of things look undervalued. But like the market is trying to figure out where have we bottomed, right? There was an argument on the pricing panel earlier today that from benchmark that every time it hits like 9, 10, it kind of bounces off that. But we've had a bunch of these kind of bear market rallies. You're making an argument that like we're not going to get very much higher than that. And there's some who are arguing like we're going to get a price spike to 30, 40,000. The question is it will it happen? Will it happen in 2025? Will it happen in 2026? Will it happen in 2027?
No, I'm just saying